Hello, I'm Chris, this is Gross Models. Welcome to issue 65 of D'Agostini's Build Your Own R2-D2. Right, I've got the head ready because this is what we're going to be doing in this issue. We have dome fittings. Basically what we've got this week are some clips for the cables and a few bits for another projector mount, apparently, projector shell, projector mount. One of the other little colour masking pieces, some more screws for the inside, and two what do they call them, dome details, basically little plugs that go in around the back there. So I'm going to be using the instructions. First thing it says is to put the screws in. Got to dig out the Allen key and sort those out. I'm going to take these off of the sprue as ever. Basically these can just be snapped off. Get rid of that, and just using a little file I'm just going to take the rough bit off from where the nub was. Now, I know a lot of people have been using metal screws to replace these, but I figure that these are actually going to be fine. They're not putting any strain on anything, they're literally just holding the panels in place. So I think I'll lift my Allen key in there. Yep, there it is. There we go. Right, now it says to put them, continue screwing them into the framework. Shows you where to put them on here. So that's the 6, so it's basically going around anti-clockwise from where the other ones were last time. Now, because I threw away the foam piece that it says to use to mask it on, I'm still using the plastic dome that I've been using to cover it over, just to give me a bit of support. So hopefully, let's see in there, these are the ones that I've put in already, 6, so 6 more going around there. I'm actually going to cut the video and put them in, or throw them on the floor. So basically they're going in exactly the same as all the other ones did. If I can line them up properly, if I can see where I've got to put them. There we go. So basically just tightening these down until you feel them pushing the little panel on the outside. So I'm going to cut here, come back when I put all those on, because doing it in the order it says. Then we're going to put some other bits together, so I'll see you in a moment. And that's those in. Right, I've also dug out the other light thing that we need to fit this time. So according to the instructions, we need this lens cover, which only goes in with the little notch up, which is actually down because this is all upside down. So that goes in there, and then the light goes in and is screwed in place with 2 screws, which I also found and sorted out off camera. Getting good at this presenting, like, it's easy. So that's going on there, and then that is going in that way up with the 2 screws holding it in place. So hopefully with my new and improved camera angle, that's a little bit further away than it has been, you can see that goes in there just like that. There is a little notch there that holds it in place. I'm going to switch to the smaller screwdriver that I was using last time, because being inside here is obviously not the easiest size to deal with. And that is going in over the top there. Get that in a little bit, and then put the other one in, making sure it lines up nicely. Yeah, that feels good. Sorry for the squeaking if you can hear it. That's the plastic that the dome is resting in. that's that, and that's that, and from the outside that looks perfectly okay. Right, so after that we have to get another 2 screws out, which I'll sort out in a moment, and put the 2 pieces of this together. Grab out a couple of screws. There we go. Right, the projector goes into that bit. Don't know if it goes which way round because it's obviously going to rotate a bit. And then that, let's see if I can get that same way around as that is in the picture. Yeah, it says so. The notch indicators is down the bottom, away from the blob at the top. And then lining up that notch with that notch, that goes on there like that. The assembly should look like this. It does, even with my thumbs in the way. Right, now this goes back in round the other side, next to the other one we put in last time, and it's got to come through, so I'm going to have to rearrange how things are in there. Let's get rid of that for now. Let's see if I can rest it down. Hopefully, yep, still just about in camera. So that's going in and through. Just like that. And again, without throwing the instructions on the floor, probably going to need them in a minute. Using the little screwdriver. Popping one in there to hold it in place. And getting the other one in the top. I'm not worrying too much about fingerprints and things on the dome itself. Once I finish building for any length of time, I'd basically just give it a rub over with a soft cloth just to get rid of any oils or anything that the fingers might have left in there. So that is the little projector piece. There we go. Right, next up we've got the 2 small bits and a little bit of super glue. Basically they just glued in, where are we, round the back. They just go into those 2 holes there. Basically just pop in. So they're both identical, it doesn't matter which one's which. Just going to put that out the way a little bit and get some super glue. Careful not to get any on the end. Just put a little blob on there and then try not to get that all over the chrome. Put that in and it just goes in flush like that. No idea what these bits are or are meant to be. I'm sure there's someone out there that knows exactly which bit of R2 there are and what they do. And there we go, that's them in flush, looking good. It's definitely starting to come together now. It's looking like the real R2. Right, done that with the second detail. Let's put the lid back on the glue before that dries up. And then we can turn the page to fit the cable clips. Take the 3 cable clips provided plus 2 screws, 3 screws, the short screws. Fit the pin on the end in one of the holes in the framework and put that in there, screw it down. Next one there, next one there. Okay, it doesn't say to actually put any cables on them, but I'm sure we're just lining things up for next time. So let's pop him back over the other way again. Try and get in the same way round as the picture, which is that way round. There we go. So we've got to find the right screws. I see in the picture they're actually steel colour, so let's see if that looks to be 4mm. Let's just measure it on the thing. Yep, they're 4mm. Let's get 3 of them and see if they fit the holes where these have got to go. They look like they're too small actually. Yep, it's definitely not them because they're going through that hole. So we go for the bigger screws. I can't accurately measure the diameter of these very easily, but luckily it's not too much of a problem because you can just try them and see. Yeah, that's going in there nicely. So that's the right diameter. Is it 4mm? Looks to be. The thread's about 4mm and they're basically the short version of these that I've got. So let's get 3 of them. Pop this open. Get rid of the rubbish. And we've got one of these there-ish. There we go. Get that end in there. And then the screw can go through there. Another one next to it. There. And the last one. And the last piece for this build, or this part of the build rather, is over this side. Right, there we go. Not a great deal built this time around, but it's definitely all making it come together. Happy to get all these panels secured in place. So yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you're enjoying the build along with me, and we'll see you soon for the next issue. Bye bye.